still trying to make that term happen, you guys. Just let's do it. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about fuckboys. And because, really, there's an almost unlimited amount of time we can give to talking about fuckboys because there's an unlimited amount of fuckboys. Now, I've done videos before, how to spot a player, how to disentangle yourself from one, what to do when a guy disappears, basically ghosts you, and then like popped back up. Hi, oh, you up? You out? What's going on? But today, I want to talk about my experience when I called out a fuckboy. I learned some things and I'm going to pass those things on to you. But before we get started, just want to remind you guys that if you want to talk about your own fuckboy experience or you have a question about love, life, sex, family, anything in between, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is Shallon XO and click chat to get connected to me. If you don't have Instant Go in your country at the moment, leave your question or comment right here on this video for the best chance of it getting answered. So, fuckboys, right? Okay. The difference that first of all we need to establish is like there's two kinds of fuckboys. There's like the ones who are just the obvious players. Like they have maybe a reputation for like horn dogging around town or something. Like the ones where it's like you kind of know consciously or unconsciously what you're going to get. And you sort of go into interactions thinking like you can change them. It's like, I'm going to be the one to love him back to life. Bitch, no, you're not. He is hardwired the way he is. Okay. Although I have done videos on whether or not you can change a player. Check them out. Then there is the far more pernicious type of fuckboy, the good guy fuckboy. He's a good guy. He loves his mama. He's got good friends. He goes to a good school. He's got a good job. He's like a decent dude, but the way he's treating you is not decent. He's either stringing you along. He's not treating you in the category you're in. And this is what I tell guys. I'm like, if you guys are always like, I don't know, she's crazy. No, she's not. What she is confused because there's only certain categories that a girl can fall into, like friend, booty call, serious girlfriend, or like someone you're like girlfriend material, right? Basically those three. Don't treat a girl like she's a girlfriend if she's a fuck buddy. Don't treat her like a friend if she's a girlfriend. You have to like treat them like the category they're in, and girls don't go crazy. But a good guy fuckboy treats you maybe like the girlfriend when he sees you, but he doesn't see you very often. And he doesn't really respond to text messages. And then it's like late at night and you flip out and you're like, are you really booty calling me? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And you're like, okay. Because you know that they're not a bad guy. This is the thing. A guy doesn't have to be bad to be hurtful and to waste your time. So many of the questions I get from you guys, it's like, he's a good guy. I know that he is. Goodness comes down to actions. Character is actions. You can be the best person in the world. If you stay in your house and you don't help people and you don't answer the phone and you're not there for your friends, you're actually not a good person. You're a shitty person. I don't give a fuck about your intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You ever hear that phrase? It means that it doesn't make any difference what someone's intentions are. It makes a difference how they behave. And if you're over the age of like 15, you are perfectly capable of behaving in a mature adult manner. You know what? Under 15 too. So it's really hard to get away from a good guy fuckboy because like you can't latch on to this like badness within them and like they're a player and they're doing this and like they're mean to you because like they're just not giving you what you want. And at some point you have to acknowledge that that is intentional. Okay? Guys aren't stupid. They know that sleeping with a girl or hooking up with her on a consistent basis, what is she probably going to want? A relationship. Like this is not news to them. I guarantee it. And because a lot of you guys say to me like, he probably doesn't know how I feel. Child, he knows. None of us have the poker face we think we do. None of us. When we like someone, it is so obvious. So obvious. Especially if you're hooking up with someone and you're reaching out to them. What are you doing? Hey, do you want to come over? Thought maybe we could see a movie. Like, girl, he knows. And if he doesn't know, he's either such a simpleton that you should not be involved with this person anyway. He's maybe like not quite ripe. He's just not there. Or if he doesn't know, he is purposely shutting out that data and that information so that he can carry on acting however he wants and just be like, I didn't know. I, for one, am done with that bullshit. I'm done with that. I am done with giving boys benefit after the doubt, after doubt, after doubt, chance after chance after chance, and making excuses for them that, quite frankly, they're not even making for themselves. Think of how many times you have apologized for a guy when he hasn't apologized for himself. You've come up with an excuse for his behavior that he hasn't even bothered to come up with. I'm sure he's stressed. I'm sure he's tired. His mom's crazy. Oh, has he told you any of that? No. You're just going and doing, you're not even just doing the work of him being a good guy. You're doing the work of him being a fuckboy for him. You're not even making him make these excuses. Girls! And you know what? I'm the guiltiest one of all. I realized this. I mean, I've pretty much always known it, but this was a bit ago, but there was this boy, and I've talked about him before. I'm surprised I haven't just used his like full name and address at this point. And I'm also surprised he hasn't like found these videos, although if he cared this much, we probably wouldn't be in this situation. But we'll get to that later. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. And once upon a time, he liked me a lot, and we were moving towards a relationship, and then things kind of broke down because I think he like freaked out, or, you know, he found out that I had been married and like couldn't handle that. I don't know why I made excuses for that behavior, because that's hurtful and that's immature. Like, sorry, like I'm older, I'm way older than him. And like, I'm sorry, I have a life and I've had experiences, and I'm plenty ashamed of them as well. Okay. So I don't really need the person I like most in the world shaming me further to the point that they don't want to talk to me anymore. That's bad and hurtful. But, you know, we got over that. And then it was like on and off and on and off forever. Years. So the last straw-ish kind of came when I saw him, like, we live in different cities, and he was in town. I want to see you. I can't wait to see you. Okay. Amazing. I want to see you too. I miss you. I miss you. Strung me along the whole day, not really responding to text. Where are you? Like, just that fuckboy thing. Not in like a mean way, but what do I say? It doesn't have to be intentional to be hurtful, you know? And like, we got into this like fight, like over text. And I was like, why do you keep doing this? You are so disrespectful of my time and like the effort and how I prioritize you. And like, I prioritize you over like almost anyone. And you like, I am such a last resort for you. And he's like, that's not true. Like, I'm sorry, I've been busy and I'm home and I have all these people to see. I'm like, that's all you have to say. You just have to be like, look, I'm going to be free like this time and this time. All right, cool. Or like, I won't be able to let you know until 10 p.m. Okay. Like, but don't string me along. Like, I exist like a toy on a shelf that I only come to life when you decide to take me down. That's not what this is. I'm my own person. I have my own life. And we like talked it out a bunch. And he's like, I'm sorry, you're right, blah, blah, blah. He ended up coming over. We had like, you know, wonderful time, emotional, wonderful time, it felt like. And he gets on a plane and goes home. Ghost. And we had talked about the next time we were going to see each other. He was going to be back up here a week later. I was going to be near where he lives, you know, the next 2 weeks after that. And I, sure enough, like, didn't hear from him when he was home. Okay. I went near where he lives, sent a Snapchat, opened, ignored. The next week I was back there. Hey, let's act super desperate and send another message. Opened, ignored. It's shit like this that makes you feel like you're going crazy, right? The worst thing about the way these good guy fuckboys treat you is that it rocks your belief that you know how to interpret signs from people. You know, I am a grown ass woman. I'm over 30. And I'm like, I swear to God, when we interact, he likes me. We like each other. We're on the same page. We get each other. We miss each other. You know, maybe if we were in the same city, things would be different. I don't know. But like, I feel like we understand each other. We hear each other. Like when I'm saying I'm upset about something, he's like, I get it. Yes, I'm sorry. Let's do it differently going forward. And then it's like, are you just bullshitting me to get laid? Because there's a lot easier ways to get laid, my dude. I'm not the only girl in New York City that will sleep with you. I guarantee it. You could get laid with far less emotional output. But you leave and it's like I never existed. So I blocked him on Snapchat, which is, you guys, blocking someone is the most painful thing. It's like cutting off your own arm. It's like, I don't want to do this. Anytime I've ever blocked someone, that is the last thing I actually want to do. I want to like pull them into my life, but like I have to protect myself from this kind of shit. And like, I don't think you should have access to me if you're going to act like this. You clearly don't respect and value the access I'm giving you to my life and my body. So a little while after that, I was drunk and unblocked him like a sucker, but I guess it like didn't work or something. I don't know. Snapchat blocking, unblocking seems kind of murky, but so a few weeks after that, I unblocked him. And then like a week or two after that, he texts me and he's like, did you block me on Snapchat? And I'm like, yeah. After 2 ignored messages, yes, I did. His response. This is where things get, I guess, interesting, because there were different ways to interpret the conversation that followed. I interpreted things in a very positive way. My friends did not. And God bless them, because they are like my sort of Greek chorus trying to be like, girl, it's actually not a good thing. So I was like, yes, of course I blocked you. You acted like this and this. And he's like, I see. He's like, actually, that's pretty fair. It's a pretty fair response. And I'm like, why do you act like this though? Like, why are you so hot and cold with me? I don't get it. Because like, if this is just like a booty call, okay, that's fine. But like, let's not drop, first of all, why has it gone on for years? And like, why do we infuse like, I don't know, emotionally things? It feels more emotional. And I just feel like a fool saying that, And that's another thing. All of these back and forths with these boys, they make you feel foolish, don't they, girls? And when you feel foolish, first of all, you feel like you have no personal power. You just want to like shrink because you feel so stupid that like then every emotion you feel more foolish, because there's nothing worse than like being upset about something and feeling dumb for being upset about it. It's awful. And that takes away any sort of personal power you have. You're not going to stand up for yourself when you feel like you're being stupid, right? And you're not going to demand better when you feel like just kind of like small and lame. And why do we accept that from people in our lives and in our bodies? Why do we think that's an okay way for a situation to make us feel? I know that sounds so remedial and simple, but it kind of is just that simple. Why are we letting people in our life who make us feel shitty? Not just letting them in, because half the time they ain't knocking on the door. We're like opening the door and calling down the hallway. Come on in. I'm ready to be abused. Like, why? So I was like, why are you so hot and cold? I don't understand this. And he's like, I don't really have a good answer for you. I don't know. That wasn't a great way I handled it. And I'd heard that before. I've heard that before. And at the time, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's apologizing. That's wonderful. And, well, anyway. Now I've lost my train of thought. Look, these boys, they derail us. Oh, okay, I'm back. So he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, when you do things like that, it makes me feel like you're ashamed and disgusted after like you see me and we hook up. Because really, girls, when you get to the root of it, that's exactly kind of how it makes us feel. It's like, oh, wow, was he just like so desperate to get laid that he like scraped the bottom of the barrel and came over to my house? And you're like, okay, now I'm disgusted with what I've done. Like eating at McDonald's when you were hungry and you're just like, let's not talk about that. And I said that to him and he's like, what? No, no, of course not. It's like, all right, well, that's how I feel. And he's like, I'm coming back into town. I want to see you. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'll consider it. Maybe. I was like, you got to earn it. He's like, yes, I will. Guess who I didn't hear from? Yeah, him. So this like big calling him out thing, yeah, it was a little like anticlimactic. And that, my ladies, is the point. That's the whole point of this video. I've said before in a video I did about closure, the closure is something you have to give yourself. Why? Because when you're seeking closure from someone, chances are you're doing it because they're not communicating effectively. If they were able to give you the closure you need, you wouldn't be in this situation to begin with, right? If they were able to say, look, here's what's going on in my head, my heart, my hips, like, here's why I've been acting like this. You wouldn't be down this spiral. They would have been a good communicator from the beginning. They would have been more mature than to lead you down this fucking dead-end path for weeks or months or years or a lifetime, right? You can't look for healing in the same place you got hurt. You can't. You're not going to find it. Closure is not really something that exists from fuckboys. And a lot of you guys are like, should I call him out? Should I call this fuckboy out? We all need to get real honest with ourselves about what it is we're wanting from this. Closure means closed. But when you like someone and you feel like you're just totally confused about the situation, the reality, is he like me? I want him to like me. You're not looking to close that door. You're not. You're looking for a continuation, a different C word. And this is what I realized with mine. He gave me that continuation. Like, I want to see you. Like, re-add me on Snapchat. Let's like pick up where we left off. And I was like, yay, that's great. We're like not mad at each other anymore. And my friends read this and they're like, oh, Shallon. And one of them said something, believe patterns, not apologies. Didn't like to hear that. But that's the truth. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. For 2-something years, I've been watching this behavioral pattern play out in some form or another with this kid. What on earth is going to be the thing that now, all of a sudden, this behavioral pattern is going to change? Because I called him out on it? I don't think so. You know why I don't think so after calling him out? It's because he didn't have an answer. I don't believe that he doesn't have an answer. He probably had a girlfriend or, I mean, yeah, he probably had a girlfriend. It was just like the only reason you would like ignore a girl who's like, hey, I'm coming to town, I want to see you. Bed's already taken. I would have appreciated that bit of information. If for no other reason, his behavior would have made sense, you know? And that's another thing with these dudes. It's like they don't respect you enough to tell you the truth because they want the situation to roll on exactly as it is. Like I said in the beginning, this ignorance, no. They either don't want to feel like the bad guy or more likely, this situation works for them. This works great for them. All they have to do is grovel a little bit every few months or few weeks or every Saturday night after the bars. You let them in the bed, into your vagina, and it's like, well, that was easy. You know, like I can send some schmoopy texts every once in a while if that's all this is going to cost me. I don't have to take her on a date. I don't have to meet a mom. I don't have to make a commitment. I don't have to stop fucking other girls. Pretty good deal. And so you have to kind of read between the lines. It's like, is this, yes, there might be an apology and it might be heartfelt because, like I said, they are a good guy and he probably isn't doing anything purposefully to hurt you. Same with you guys. Like, this isn't some like grand plan they're executing, like the I'm going to hurt Shallon plan. I'm going to waste her time for the next 5 years or something like that. But we know that they don't have to. It doesn't have to be part of the master plan to be hurtful and to waste your time for as long as you will allow it. And as much as I normally, had I accepted that apology at that point in time, I would have been like, okay, cool. Like, I haven't heard from him. Let's text him. Let's re-add him. And it's like, no. For what? To get caught right back in this loop. Annoying, logistical text conversation because he's keeping me on the hook all night. Comes over, we have awesome sex, we have a great time, fun conversation, love seeing each other, ghost mode again for another 3 weeks. Like, what do I get out of that? I can't think of a single thing. So This has been my tale of woe in calling out a fuckboy. And like I said, if you are considering calling him out, 9 times out of 10, girl, I guarantee you, you don't actually want that door shut. And of course you don't. You're probably in love with him or something along those lines. I know. I get it. But don't say you're going to look at a wound and make sure it's healing if what you're really doing is picking at it, because then it's going to take longer. This is just the simple, ugly truth of it. So before you sit down with that guy and be like, and another thing, play out in your mind how ideally this would go. Ideal, best case scenario. Would he be like, you're right, baby, I'm so sorry, I haven't been valuing you. I love you. If it's like that, you're better off not doing it. Because when a guy likes you, he's all in. It's a hell yes or it's a hell no for me. You're all into this or you're all out. Don't accept emotional loiterers, lurking and haunting. No, I don't care how good they are. They might be a good guy to their friends and their mama and their teachers and their boss. He ain't a good guy to you. And that's all I care about. And that's all you guys should care about too. If you guys have more questions about fuckboys, leave me a message on the Instant Go app, username ShallonXO. And it's time for happy endings. Happy endings. I know you guys love this. So today I want to talk about pubes. Yes, pubic hair. I get a lot of questions. It's like, well, what do guys like? You know, do they like a landing strip? Do they like a Brazilian? Do they like a this? Here's a question for you. Who fucking cares what a guy likes? Have you ever had a guy corner you and be like, yo, me and all my friends are wondering, you know, like you're my best girlfriend, whatever. Like what kind of pubes do you like in a guy? I bet you haven't. I bet you haven't. You know what? I've been doing this a long time, this advice game. Never had a guy ask. Never. Doesn't even cross their mind. Gee, what would a girl like? Does a girl like all the hair around my nipples? We don't. No, it's gross. And you know what? I don't know that guys should get a vote until they're the one pouring hot wax on their crotch. What do they, I mean, really? This is how we're going to do it? But yes, ladies, I understand and I accept and I agree that if we're going to do something to our down there parts, some grooming and landscaping, it might as well bring the boys to the yard. You know what I mean? So there's basically 3 things. There is the full bush, where you don't wax or do anything like that. There's the landing strip, and there's the full Monty Brazilian. I shouldn't talk about this, but like I go landing strip, you know, someplace in between, and I hook up with like typically younger guys, like about y'all's age, like 22 to 25. That's like my zone. I like them young. All of them like what I have going on. And I remember one was like, whoa, like, I like what you got going on down there. It's so different. I'm like, what do you mean? Like most girls have way more or way less? He's like, oh, girls have nothing, not one single hair. And I'm like, ugh. He's like, I know. He's like, I don't like it. He's like, it's like womanly and like sexy when you have some hair. So this justifies my decision. I also think the bear look, I don't think it's very visually appealing. And I learned when I was studying abroad in Italy, when I was in college, this was like when Brazilians were like just getting started. It's like everyone had to have a Brazilian. And I went to get waxed and the lady was like, no, non hygienico, not hygienic. And I was like, there, really? And she's like, yeah. And she like went on this long thing. She's like, the hair is there for a reason. It keeps the things out. It's like a lawn around the house, like a fence. It keeps things out. And I was like, that's true. She's like, it's like your eyelashes. You need the lashes to keep things out of your eyes. It's the same with your vagina. It's the same. I'm like, this, and she was saying all this in Italian, which is like I know all these words. Why do I know the Italian word vagina and stuff? But I was like very impressed with my Italian knowledge that day. But like I learned a lot. I'm like, this is true. Like the hair is there for a reason. You slide better during sex. You know, doing that just skin on skin to your hand, that's rough. Doing that is a lot easier, huh? Hair should be on both people. You slide. I think it's very uncomfortable to be bare. Some of you guys like it, but I also think girls who are like, I don't know that anyone genuinely loves being bare. I think you guys like that because you have been brainwashed by the patriarchy that hair is gross, that you should be this hairless reptile person. Fuck that. If a man doesn't like hair in a woman, he can try his hand with children. Ooh, how about that? Or lizards. Hairless. Explore your other fucking options. And also, guys have hair literally everywhere. Ladies, if you had like a boyfriend for any length of time, there's little brown hairs everywhere, all over your sheets, in your sink, on the counter, hair. I have hair here and I have hair there. And you know what? If that's too much, I don't rejoice in big hairy thighs and like back hair and shoulder hair. I like a hairy chest. I like a hairy stomach. You know, hair on a boy should be like moss on a tree, one side. Not this side, only this side, okay? We ask very little as women. And I think it's time men get very little in return. You know? You do what works for you. Whatever it is you're doing, don't be ashamed of it. It's delightful. It's delicious. If you like really want to get some sort of landscaping going on, go for the undercarriage. You know, if this is your vajayjay, this is like the triangle and this is like the under parts, wax just under there. Like that's what I do. So it like it's visually, you have stuff here, you look like a woman, which is sexy. Trust me, guys like this, it's sexy. And you slide during sex, but under here where maybe hands and mouths visit, it's nice and smooth. Okay? Easy compromise. But like I said, this is your body, this is your choice. Until guys start messaging me, asking me about what girls want pubic wise from them, tough shit, bitch. If you guys like this video, click like and subscribe and pass these videos around to your friends, please. Let's try to get the sub count up because the more followers I get, the more time I can devote to this and the more we can like move towards me doing this my full-time job and giving you a video like every day. How dope would that be? All right, Shalloners, I'll see you later.